Welcome to the Remarkable Capital Women Show. Remarkable Capital Women showcases extraordinary women of Washington who are shaping the worlds of diplomacy, business, and philanthropy. From the corridors of power in Washington, D.C. to the global stage, this series highlights the leadership, resilience, and innovation of women transforming industries and communities. Today we celebrate a trailblazing visionary, a true champion of diplomacy, business development, and public service, Princess Philomena Desmond Ogugwa. Born in Nigeria with royal lineage, Princess Philomena has over 2 decades of expertise in international trade and investment. She has been instrumental in bridging U.S.-Africa partnerships, fostering economic growth, and empowering communities across the globe. As an accomplished consultant and strategist, Princess Philomena specializes in market entry, deal facilitation, and infrastructure development in sectors such as energy, healthcare, agribusiness, and education. Her exceptional career includes working with top organizations, championing the Africa Growth and Opportunities Act, AGOA, and collaborating with world leaders, including her pivotal role on President Clinton's private sector delegation to Nigeria. In addition to her corporate achievements, Princess Philomena is a dedicated public servant, activist, and political powerhouse. As the chair of the African Diaspora Committee, Princess Philomena serves on the Commonwealth of Virginia African American Advisory Board to the Governor, Glenn Youngkin. Her efforts continue to shape national and international policies. Join us as we delve into the inspiring story of Princess Philomena Desmond Ogugwa, a woman redefining leadership and making an impact across the globe.
Hi, Princess Philomena. Thank you so much for inviting us to your home.
I'm highly honored.
Well, the honor is all ours. I have to say, after I met you at the diplomatic function in D.C., I'm absolutely fascinated by you.
Thank you very much for listening to my story and being fascinated about it. It's an African story.
Well, absolutely. That's why we want to learn more. So, Princess Philomena, could you share with us a bit about your family history and also your personal history?
My full name is Princess Philomena Desmond Ogugwa. My last name is a compound name, Desmond, my father's baptismal name, Ogugwa, my grandfather's name. That's the family name. I came to this country to go to college after high school. I got my undergraduate at Rowan State University in Glassboro, New Jersey. Then it was called Glassboro College, State College. Then it grew to a full-fledged university with medical school and everything. It changed to Rowan.
Yes. So, Princess, could you share with us what does your title, Princess, signify in your lineage and also your family genealogy?
Princess in Africa is like princess in Europe. It means you come from royal family. My late dad, His Imperial Majesty Desmond Ogugwa, Sir Desmond Ogugwa, was the king of our place. So automatically, we children are princesses and princes.
What an honor! So, for those of the audience watching, they're not familiar with Nigeria. Could you give us an overview of Nigeria and also its cultural diversity?
Wow. Nigeria is a big country, not in size, but in population. In Africa, it's the biggest in population black country, where you have the largest concentration of black in the world. And the strength of Nigeria is its diversity in ethnicity and in culture. The main 3 tribes they always call are the Igbos, Hausas, and the Yorubas. But there are other tribes also that are strong. You have the Ijaws, you have the Bibios, you have the Anangs, you have the Fulas, you have the Tiv, you have the Junkuns, you have the Bini, you have the Ishans. There are a lot of tribes in Nigeria. That's one thing people don't know. And with different languages. And in those languages, different dialects. I can only speak. There'll be some Nigerians here now. For me to communicate with them, it has to be in English. Like I'm communicating with you because I don't speak their language. That's what people don't understand. And Nigeria should take advantage of that because of the young population and of the diversity in ethnicity, in tribal, each with their own strength and culture, which makes Nigeria a unique country that is blessed by God.
Well, indeed. And Nigeria has over 200 different languages.
More than that.
More than 200 to 500, I
Yes.
think, different numbers. And also, as you said, different tribes, they have different cultural heritages and their own languages.
Yes.
So it's truly very culture diverse. I have to say there's one historical fact make me link to Nigeria. In 1963, and Nigeria won its independence. So tell us about the Nigeria's colonial past and also its independence. That was the year I was born. That's why 1963.
Oh, we were born when we got our republic.
Republic. Okay.
Independence was 1st of October 1960.
1960.
1st of October 1963, we got our republic. We became a republic.
Okay.
Yes. And, Nigeria was under British rule. They used to sing God Save the Queen.
Yeah.
October 1st, that changed. We had our own national anthem, and 63, we became a republic. And I don't think, to me personally, I think we got that independence prematurely because I think because of what is happening now, I think we should have been stronger in management and in management and governance, I would say. But it's good we got an independence. But I'm not saying it's not good. But our leaders of yesteryears were really passionate about the country. They weren't money minded. It was the country. Unity, unity, unity. And for the country to be a global nation, that to be respected in the Committee of Nations. We have some leaders that are like that, but there's no perfect country. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, absolutely. So now let's talk about your personal journey. You studied biology and international trade and business. So tell us about your educational journey and how that impact what you do right now.
I studied microbiology. Then I came to Howard for graduate school, microbiology also. After that, I went to GW for public health, international health. Then I knew that the world was globalizing and changing. It started, all this thing we're seeing today, it didn't start today, it was gradual. I said, maybe I should add business studies to it because I won't die in the lab forever. So that's when I did a master's in business administration and public administration. I majored on multinational corporations. So I worked with my first choice, which were my parents' choice. Back home, you do what your parents want you to do. As a matter of fact, my father wanted me to study medicine because I was good in the sciences. But I don't have the heart to see blood and all this. I said, what if I make mistake and kill somebody? So I worked at American Type Culture Collection, which is the premier reference lab in the world. I worked there for 15 years or so, and I left there as a senior bacteriology specialist. I specialize on gram-negative aerobes. After that, I decided to do consulting using my MBA, but like they say, once a reverend father, always a reverend father in the Catholic Church. Once you have studied, you're a scientist, you're a scientist. Those things are still residual in my brain, but what I talk now is business, because I don't see a scientist that makes money unless you have a patent or you are doing something else. I will die in the lab looking at microscopes, and that's not what I want to do. I'm a people's person. I want to be outside, seeing people, talking to people, meeting new people.
Well, you're trained as a scientist, but you're a people's ambassador. So tell us about your work, how you connect U.S. investors with Africa.
How I started is by, I remember when we came to this country, my father, one of the parting words he gave us, you are going to America, make friends with the people, Americans, know how they work, so that you can learn a few things from them. And that is stuck to my brain. And the second thing he told us, identify the Catholic Church and register in the church. So that's stuck in my brain. So I always, when I see things happening, I register, I go, I introduce myself. From there, political events, non-political events, I started meeting people and doing things and telling them about Africa, what we are trying to organize our diaspora, that since we are here to stay, we must have a voice. We must try to sell the continent, Africa first, then our respective countries.
Such a big heart.
Yes, our respective countries, because we will be the great advocates for our people. Others won't advocate about Africa more than we Africans can advocate. Yes, I can't be more Catholic than the Pope, you know. So that's how we started. With that, the rest is history.
Well, indeed. And well, the women at the diplomatic function in Washington, D.C., and you're very active in the diplomatic community, and you actually mobilized other African countries to be united. So tell us more about your work working with other African embassies and ambassadors.
Well, I found out that Africans that are here, we are the newest immigrants in the United States, the most with the buying power and the most educated. So I thought it would be good to organize ourselves. Since we are here, let us know what is happening in the community so that we can leverage. For them to go to those with children, go to the school board meetings, find out what is happening. Those in businesses, join the local chambers, be involved in your church activities. With that, we integrate in the system. And for them to run for political office also, participate. If you don't participate, yes. And with that, I serve on the governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. My governor, Glenn Youngkin, appointed me to the board of African American Advisory Board, to the governor. And I called my other Africans in Virginia from different countries. I won't say, but I initiated it. But before, no man is an island. So if you want something to be successful, you have to involve other people. You can have an idea and have other people develop it. So I called about 13, 14 people from different countries. Let's start the Virginia African Diaspora Committee so that we push African agenda. So I'm the chair of Virginia African Diaspora Committee. And also we are starting the Ethnic Women in America United. I have to get you involved in it. With Greek, Ukrainian, an Indian, and myself. So we're making it into a voice for ethnic women. America is made up of different ethnicity.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Of course. Well, not only you're active at the state level, also you're very active advocating at the federal level. You're part of the advocacy for the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act.
Yes.
So tell us about that advocacy and also what's the impact.
When the bill was initiated in 2000 or 99, yes, around that time, during President Jefferson Bill Clinton tenure, it was introduced by Rangel. Then, when you had strong men in the Congress, Charles Rangel, Donald Payne, Bill Jefferson, um, and the congressman from Seattle, Washington, a medical doctor. He's retired now. He lives in France. That's worked as a young person, a young man, then as a doctor, a Peace Corps doctor or something in Congo, Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo. He introduced that bill, yes, and others joined. And for that bill to pass, they needed also Africans to lobby other this. And I had friends then who were many, not only me. We had people like, may his soul rest in peace, Mamadi Diani from Republic of Guinea, Noah Samara, um, uh, uh, the guy from Cameroon. There are many of us and other people. So we started lobbying. They called it the private sector for the passing of the bill. And it's interesting that one of the things in the bill was the establishment of the United States Trade, Africa Trade Office. Then there was none. And when the bill passed, both the House and the Senate, luckily, the White House, I was invited to the White House during the signing of the bill to law. And that office was created. And the first U.S. Assistant Secretary for Africa was Miss Rosa Whitaker, and she did a marvelous job to spread the news throughout the continent and worked hard so that more preferences were added to the bill and the extension of the bill. And now we are lobbying for it to be extended, not even extend, to make it permanent so that it's not every 10, 15 years you're extending the bill. Yes.
That's truly, it's a remarkable accomplishment because when you look at the geopolitical landscape in Africa, China has a very major role in African countries,
Yes.
including Nigeria. So, do you think this act, the African Development Act, will help Americans to have a stronger, more presence in the region?
Is it the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act? It has always been there. Even it was there before China started coming in. Chinese are very aggressive, and they don't look into all these things America look into: human rights, corruption, governance. What they're looking at is their pocket. How much will Chinese people make? That's the difference. I don't think it will affect them. They have been working. You know, the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act is for the trading balance and to, help, But uh, Chinese know how to maneuver their ways, they are big in every African country, It's now that the U.S. is trying to come in through some of the initiatives, the Power Africa, it was introduced by President Trump during his first term. Then President Biden made it work, and but it was introduced by Trump during Power Africa, something like that, to help infrastructure development and business partnership between American companies and African countries, and also Lobito Corridor. That was also started during Trump's time, but it is Biden that gave it the life. This is a connection between DRC, Zambia, and Angola. Now they have added Tanzania. which the Chinese are not happy because that's the route for them to, to the Far East. With Americans coming in, to the dynamics will change. But to me, as an ECOWAS person in West Africa, right? To me, that's a very long corridor for them to come to America. If America wanted to do, they would have done the ECOWAS corridor. Maybe I'm inviting some of these people, also countries, we have idea, we can help. Let's start the ECOWAS corridor because it's closer to South America. And ECOWAS is closer to America and South America. And most of the ECOWAS corridor, half of the infrastructure has been done through the ECOWAS railroad and road connection. Because if you start from the ECOWAS and go around, when you reach Senegal, Cape Verde, is the ocean, is Maine. By flight, yes, yeah. By flight from New York to Senegal, Dakar, okay, that is only 5 hours, 6 hours. That's why most of the slaves came from West Africa, because of the proximity. So if they wanted to do a corridor, I think they would have started with that. One, it will cost less, and it is closer. Also, maybe some South American companies should come and work with the ECOWAS community.
Yeah, that's a great recommendation. So, what are the, I guess, if you can forecast the trends in Africa, in Nigeria, what would you tell the American investors and businesses?
If to
Yeah, the forecast of the future trends,
the future
the needs, yeah.
The future trend now, American businesses coming to Nigeria mostly are coming for fintech, agriculture, renewable energy. Before the trade between Africa and America used to be minerals, the gold, the diamond, and the oil. Now things are changing because of what is happening now. They are going into renewable energy, windmill, solar, and all that. So agriculture, that diversifying, which is much needed. Yes, the oil will finish one day.
Well, I have to say you are truly a people's ambassador because you are connecting American businesses, investors with Africa, with the relationships you have still back in Nigeria, and also your heart. You want to mobilize American resources to make Nigeria great again, or be a contributing member of the African community to be recognized. So, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
You said to make Nigeria great again. Is to make Nigeria great, not great again. So that great again, we leave it for President Trump. Is his motto.
I know.
So I would like a nation where no man is oppressed, where people are treated the same irrespective of your tongue, because we speak different languages, where there is no tribalism, no ethnicity. You're a Nigerian first before you start saying I'm from this state, I'm this tribe or that tribe. Where there is opportunity for men and women and our youths, because we have the young youths. That's the advantage of Nigeria. There are a lot of youths and they are educated, but no job.
Well, and when you're talking about the one country, one language, I have to say there are a few things that connect us, not just Nigerians, people around the world. One is a culture, and also our food. And today you're wearing a beautiful, this is an African clothing, and it's extremely detailed, but I also see some similarities between Chinese, Asian, and Spanish. Has a similar embroidery that connects us.
Yes.
Let's talk about food. And so what are the national dishes, or if you can name a few, Nigerian food that can connect all of us.
The one food that connects all Nigerians is the jollof rice. And Nigerian jollof rice is the best. And when there was a competition in the United States, a Nigerian girl that has a restaurant down the road on Smoketown Road beat the Ghanaian jollof rice. We beat the Ghanaian jollof rice good. We beat them good, you know. And in Nigeria, the jollof rice connects everybody. But different tribes, different. They have their different
versions.
Yes, even me being Igbo, there are different Igbo people, have different food for different towns.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
the
quite
food
common.
is very
Very
diversified.
diverse.
Very.
Well,
But
Princess,
the jollof rice is what everybody.
okay, what we're going to do for our audience out there, we're going to write down the recipe, the official version. You think it's the most original version, and we're going to put it on the YouTube, social media
Yes.
for people to try it.
Of jollof rice?
Yes.
I will do jollof rice and I'll do the stew, the tomato stew.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
You serve it with white rice. You can eat it with beans. You can eat it with yam. You know,
It's
which
quite
is
healthy.
and
So
you,
it's
yes,
very wholesome and
yes,
healthy
yes,
dish.
yes.
Okay. Well, Princess, thank you so much for inviting us to your lovely home and share with us about Nigeria, especially your love, your passion, and your work connecting American businesses, investors with Nigeria, and also African opportunities as a whole. So thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for coming. It's an honor for you to call me to say I have to come to the home to interview you. I'm really blessed. You have closed my year in a high note. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to collaborating with you in other areas also.
Of course.
Thank you.
Well, the honor is all mine, and thank you so much for opening your home and also especially opening your heart and your knowledge, your access to African countries and also Nigeria.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for watching. This is your host, Rose Hong, saying goodbye from Washington. I will see you at next chapter and next episode, same time and same channel.